No, he passed the very next day.
Well, he's dead now.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
The juice.
O.J. Boy, it's amazing to watch the commentary on the major news stations. They're saying he was known for the 2 murders. I mean, the man was not convicted of the crime.
Exactly. That's what I got a problem with.
And the assumption in all the commentary is as though he got away with murder.
And that's because he got found guilty during the...
on the civil case, which to me was bullshit too.
Exactly.
Because if you're found not guilty of
how could you deny their right to? How could you deny them their right to live?
How in the hell could you owe money for the murder? You wasn't found guilty of the murder. You wasn't found guilty as an accessory. Nothing.
Yeah.
But the civil decision was that you should pay this money.
You denied them their right to live.
He obviously wasn't the smartest guy to ever live. He wasn't the sharpest knife in the world. Later on, he did 9 years for
going
trying to rob a guy to get what he deemed to be his stuff, which was some footballs with his autograph on them, which was asinine. Which
was a total
if it's your autograph, just get another ball and sign it.
Right. Which was a total setup.
Yeah, you gonna do nothing.
I just think he was on.
It wasn't a total setup because he did it, but it was overwhelming.
He made sense.
Like they're laying for you, fool.
makes sense.
Exactly.
But it wasn't a total setup because
this is DC. Hit the thumbs up button, guys. This is DC Curry TV. DC Curry. He's a comedian, OG comedian. DC Curry TV. Go ahead and support his channel. He has a really good podcast. Check him out. They talking about O.J. Simpson. Hit the thumbs up button, and I'm gonna come back with my reaction.
he did it.
He did it. That's true. I agree with you on that. But
the hell you man, the hell with that football.
Yeah,
you just got away with murder.
Exactly.
I know I'm contradicting myself.
No, but he got arrested before that, stealing cable TV down in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
I was in Florida one time, and they said he had left a restaurant, and in the restaurant, they got upset because somebody in the restaurant, well, I think the waitress brought him a fork and a spoon, but didn't bring him a knife. And he got up and made some joke about it.
right.
But I think I was in Orlando, and they wanted to throw him out the restaurant about the knife joke.
But my thing is, you continued, like you said, he was acquitted. But the subliminal things that he had to deal with in society, like not bringing me a knife, what makes me any different than any other patron? So I admire OJ for the fact that if y'all going to continue to address me on something that I know I'm not, the best way I got to deal with it is through showing that y'all ain't getting to me. I got to joke through it. Ain't no telling how much inner pain he had to deal with. But right now in front of y'all with these cameras on, I'm going to do whatever it takes to let y'all know that y'all didn't get to me. Because honestly, this man is accused of killing his wife. And at one point he loved her, so why would he do it?
Let's cut to the chase. I don't believe he did it.
I don't think he did it either.
No, he didn't
do
do
it. I did the
it.
podcast. He didn't do it.
OJ didn't.
I mean, literally, come on now. If a black man did it, a black man going to jail. If a black man didn't do it, it's still a good chance a black man going to jail.
That's true.
But if a black man did it, come on now.
Right. Well,
I got some more
blind
hard.
white lady.
I think he was just protecting the person that did do it.
I tend to agree with you. And now, who do I think did it? His son.
Me too, DC.
But why would his
Me
son
too.
kill? Why would his son come in? If his son did it,
no,
then his son definitely had help. It was definitely a 2-person job.
If his son didn't do it, that's one of the rumors everybody has been saying for years, that his son did it for his dad because his dad was going through it with Nicole, and he didn't like his dad being stressed out by her, and that's why he went in. That he didn't do it. I'm gonna tell y'all who did it. It's a documentary that is going to play after this video. It's not a documentary. It's a little video I did with from Corey Holcomb's 5150 show. It's going to play after this where Craig, I think his name is Craig Williams. He's a comedian on his show, and he talked about who really did them, who really did it. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Let's continue on.
In protection of his father.
His son was big and strong.
His son went in there. He slit that woman. I mean, it's 2 or 3 reasons I don't think OJ did it. she was, no matter how trifling or whatever he said she was his wife. I just heard something to reiterate my belief last week, which I had not heard before. Did y'all know that she was scalped? Now, when a black man ever scalped somebody?
What?
Well, I did a lot of research with the
I
moment
didn't
he
know that.
died, because some people
I
had
didn't
some stuff to say on my Facebook page, and I went immediately last week, put up a lot of pictures, and I didn't want to post on social media. But yeah, they handled her pretty rough, and Ron Goldman had some pretty serious injuries as he put up a fight. But reason I say it's a two-person job, DC. If you look at it, where the gate was, on where somebody just could have ran, it was from here to maybe that table, and Ron Goldman is probably where weight ball is, and her body's right here. So I don't care how strong or how skilled you are. One person, I don't see that you're gonna be just watching me, and I don't run. Like if let's just say he got to weight ball first, got to Ron Goldman first. Why would she just stand there, watch this man get beat up and stabbed, and don't scream and don't run outside?
As a matter of timing, she could have been dead 5 minutes before he showed up.
No, they right there, DC. Like
That don't mean how
close.
close they are. They could be on top of each other. She could have been dead 5 minutes before he showed up. He showed up and sees her dead, and then he killed him.
And don't forget about the fear factor, too.
Then that would have mean fear factor would have not running out the gate after seeing somebody.
Look, there's only three things that you can do in a situation like that.
3 things you can do in the situation.
There's not 4. There's 3.
3
You
things,
either
not 4.
freeze and don't
Freeze,
move at all.
Don't move.
You scream and run away.
And run.
Or, what's the third one?
So did we? So hold on. So in today's in today's technology, getting radiocarbon dating and DNA testing, and that's how I feel like it's a mafia hit. That's why they're letting it die. You can easily get a DNA sample from OJ, as bad as those people were scarred, and Ron Goldman, as much as he hit somebody. That's samples and stuff left. How come they never
They
pursued
got
that?
DNA. But the blood supposedly matched OJ, but that supports my theory that it could have been his son.
But that blood was tampered.
I believe the blood was tampered, particularly in the case of there was some socks that they got from OJ's whatever.
Right.
The socks had a blood drop on the top of the sock and a blood drop on the bottom of the sock, where clearly the blood went through the top of the sock to the bottom of the sock. Now, what does that tell you?
It wasn't on no foot.
It wasn't no foot in the sock.
Plus, she was wearing shoes.
So for them to say he was walking in the socks and the blood dropped on him is impossible.
Thank you.
It goes back. Because if his foot was in the sock, there's no way that the top drop could have gone through to the bottom.
And was there any dirt on the bottom of that sock?
That I don't know.
I'm saying if he was walking around with socks on, then there should have some dirt on the bottom of that sock.
Should have some dirt on the bottom of
Or you had
the sock. But the
shoes on.
blood could not go through his
Can't
foot
go through the foot
and
to
come
the
out directly beneath the blood on the top. That's my first thing. Now, on the other half of it, I was on Grace Under Fire, I was on Roseanne, and on all my television deals, Johnny Cochran represented me.
What'd you do?
Johnny Cochran.
Just have him on your side is good
I'm
enough.
trying to get that money. Johnny Cochran personally told me OJ never paid him a dime.
That's what you said. He
Yeah, I
said.
remember you said that.
Whoa.
OJ told Johnny Cochran, according to Johnny Cochran, to me. Johnny Cochran said this to me. OJ said, with all the publicity you got from this trial, I don't owe you nothing.
Whoa. That's
And Johnny
crazy.
Cochran said, because it was such a big deal and a big racial, social issue, he said, I'm just not going to pursue it.
He didn't want to sue him?
OJ was
Forget that. I would sue
wrong
his ass.
for not paying him, but right on the other aspect, because it wasn't until like after that you started hearing all around the Cochran firm. Seemed like it became a nationwide lawyer.
Hey, man.
But he should have paid him.
Even if you innocent,
He
this
should've
man got you off
Exactly. He should have
a
paid him.
murder charge.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
with you. He should have
Right.
paid him.
And you talking about
Right, your freedom.
You talking about what else he gonna make?
Hey, look, I'm with you. OJ should have paid him, but OJ was not incorrect in saying that he did not expand. That's all I'm saying. He expanded, like OJ said. The popularity you're gonna get off of this, OJ was wrong.
That
Should've
wasn't
paid
none
him.
of OJ's business.
Right.
I agree
He's
with
supposed
you.
to
I
pay
just
him,
said
yeah.
OJ is correct.
And
'cause he went
even
to Cochran for him.
okay, I'm gonna go with your argument for a minute.
I would have sued his ass. Forget that race
If
shit. That's
Johnny benefited from representing OJ, blah blah blah. Okay, but OJ is a free man instead of going to prison for life. What is that worth?
Right.
Even
Exactly.
if
Exactly.
Johnny Cochran benefited and OJ paid him,
Right.
that still was not enough money for what he did.
He got you off the
OJ.
right.
Johnny,
Double.
I mean, to me, and I get what Johnny do. I guess with all the attention, he probably should have found a way to pursue it, maybe under, I don't know, another.
Well, he
name or
didn't want the
something.
bad
They just finna
publicity.
give him
And
2 life
I
sentences.
totally understand
He been
that.
found
We were
guilty.
at Jim Brown's house when he told me this, but I totally understand that he didn't want the bad publicity because it had become such a racial divide and such a social
agree.
issue.
I
And
agree.
he said, "I'm just gonna let it run, let it roll."
Yeah, but like you said though, I mean, like, how much is your freedom worth?
Right.
To me,
So
it's
even
worth
if what
it.
you're
It's every
saying
penny
is
I
true.
have.
Right. every
Even
penny,
if
right,
Johnny
every dime.
did benefit
Still
I
older
said
man.
OJ said it. I'm
from
saying it.
representing him, even with that and the money that OJ should have paid him,
Yeah.
it still wasn't enough.
He
Oh,
should
I
have
agree
paid
with
that
that
man.
because he
For what amount to your freedom for what?
Right.
30 years? How long ago was it? OJ case.
1993. So yeah, we're talking about 30 plus 30 years.
30 years. I remember where I
Man,
was.
Didn't he go to jail for 9 of them though?
He went to
still?
jail for
But
9,
something
but
totally
yeah,
different, though.
you know.
Still. He would have
totally
avoided
different.
that time if he was already locked
So
up.
you saying what, 21 years? No, because if it hadn't been for that, he wouldn't have gone for that 9. He'd already been in there. for that 9.
Right, so he'd have had.
I remember where I was during the chase. Do you remember where you were?
I know
Well,
exactly
yeah,
where I was.
I was in my mom's hair salon in Virginia, looking at it on TV.
What part of Virginia?
30 miles south of Richmond. It's called Petersburg.
I was in
Virginia.
Richmond last week.
DC, you supposed to told me.
Hell, I can't remember where the hell I'm supposed to be this week.
You supposed to told me.
I was in Richmond.
Richard, I had to get with you about DC schedule here in Richmond and
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Richard be tripping.
Yeah, Richard be tripping.
That's not the one that said.
Richard be tripping.
Yeah, he be
Hey, you
tripping.
was just recently in
Don't do
Chicago
me like
too,
that,
weren't you?
Richard.
Huh?
You were just recently in Chicago too, weren't you?
A couple months ago. I'm somewhere this weekend. I don't remember where.
Where he gonna be, Richard?
Detroit.
D-Town.
I ain't got no.
Motor City,
I'm
Detroit.
not nobody I want a blessing.
But I know
My
exactly where
former,
everybody
those
was.
of y'all that don't